Welcome to the Dash Mindset Podcast. I'm Sherry Zievenbergen. You were born, you're gonna die, and your adventure is your dash in between. So make the most of it. Unlock your potential in all aspects of your dash by embracing your uniqueness and living in a way that's authentic to you, not by doing more things, but by focusing on the right things. I'm a former corporate leader turned coach who's on my own journey, and I'm passionate about helping you on your journey too. So on the podcast, we'll explore how to live authentically by deciphering who you truly are and what you truly want. Are you ready to take a step toward designing your dash? Someday doesn't actually exist, so let's do it now. Hey there, thanks for being here. It's Sherry. I am recording this on June 15th. And man, it's been a long summer, folks. Our boys have been out of school for just a tad over 3 weeks, and I'm still adjusting. Not because they're doing anything wrong. They're simply being 12 and 15-year-old boys. It's just that things are different when they're home every day. For one thing, they have a condition that requires them to consume food every day, every single day, generally multiple times a day. So every time I walk in the kitchen, someone is eating or looking in the refrigerator, doors wide open for several minutes or so it seems, looking for something to eat or making something to eat on every available surface in the kitchen. Not just the section next to the fridge, not just the section next to the stove, just, every available surface. What else? Our 12-year-old has become mostly nocturnal. And every day I just find myself wondering, is that okay? I don't know. Will he combust at some point if he experiences sunlight too early in the day? Only time will tell. Every once in a while, I remind them that my one primary expectation for when summer is over is that they can still read. That's it. Just maintain literacy. And I've learned from past years, or just, being a parent in general, suggesting they actually read during the summer is unlikely to be effective. So I'm just setting the bar at, please remember how words work when you get back to school in August. So we'll see how that goes. Now, having said all of that, I love having them home. I really genuinely love having them home. And it's been a long summer and we still have 2 months to go. I love having them home and it jacks up my routine. I love seeing them throughout the day. And sometimes I really miss having the house to myself. I love that they have the freedom to sleep in, that they don't have to get up early to get on the bus, that they don't have to, well, they're still staying up late, but they don't have to stay up late doing any sort of homework. Yet, I occasionally wonder if our nocturnal child will ever be rejoining society, if he'll be welcomed back into it. I don't know. So my point to all of this is saying you can have two things that are true. And I think that's where a lot of us get stuck. We have this thought that we're supposed to pick one. Either summer is wonderful or it's exhausting. Either we're grateful or we're frustrated. Either we're happy or we're doing something wrong. And I think that's one of the biggest traps we fall into in life is just believing we're supposed to experience only one side of it, especially when it comes to happiness. We're told to pursue happiness, to find it, to choose happiness, protect happiness, as if happiness is a destination that we're eventually supposed to reach and then somehow just stay there forever. But happiness isn't actually a destination. And so think about it this way. What if the expectation of permanent happiness is actually what keeps us unhappy? Just think about that for a minute. The moment we decide we should be happy all the time, every other emotion starts to feel like a problem. Frustration becomes a problem. Disappointment becomes a problem because it's not happiness. So the realization that you just bought 2 pounds of blueberries yesterday and somehow they're already gone because a nocturnal being consumed them throughout the night, that becomes a problem. And that's when we're not just experiencing those emotions, we're fighting them, we're judging them. We make ourselves wrong for feeling them in the first place. But what if nothing has actually gone wrong? So maybe it looks like this. I love having my boys home, and it's been a long summer. I'm grateful, and I'm tired, and I'm happy, and I'm human. The problem isn't that those things coexist. The problem is that we think they shouldn't. Truly, every meaningful experience comes bundled with things we would probably rather avoid, right? I mean, having kids is incredible. And it comes with chaos, worry, responsibility, more chaos, more frustration. Relationships in general can bring connection, support, and love, and they can bring chaos, worry, responsibility, frustration. All relationships, they require effort. They often require compromise. The things we value most usually come as a package deal. So the problem isn't that we experience both. It's that we expect ourselves not to. Oftentimes as parents, we tell ourselves that if we truly loved our kids, we wouldn't get frustrated. What? On what planet is that true? We tell ourselves if we were truly grateful, we wouldn't feel overwhelmed. If we were truly happy, we would never feel sadness. And because we believe that, we end up creating a second layer of suffering. We're not just frustrated. Now we're frustrated with ourselves for being frustrated. We're not just overwhelmed. Now we're judging ourselves for feeling overwhelmed. I have that so often. And then, I start to spiral, right? We're not just sad. Now we're wondering, what's wrong with us? What's wrong with me? Why am I sad? So my point here is maybe nothing is actually wrong with us. Maybe we're simply experiencing being a human. And challenge is just part of the deal. It's just part of the package. The opposite is always there. It's always included. So that's why I think the word and matters so much. The word but is what often makes us feel like we have to choose. The word and allows both things to be true. So that is my invitation for you today. Whether you're a parent, you have kids home for the summer or not, whatever it is that you might be experiencing in life that maybe your feelings should be one-sided, think about it a different way. That's what's going to help you stop making yourself wrong for experiencing both sides of something. Stop believing happiness means the absence of every other emotion. Basically, just stop expecting life to be one-sided. Because the things worth having usually come with challenges attached. They're package deals. So the presence of frustration does not mean you're ungrateful. The presence of stress doesn't mean you've chosen wrong. If you're sad, it doesn't mean you failed at happiness. It just means you're human. So the problem isn't that we experience both. The problem is that we expect ourselves not to. Thanks for listening. I always appreciate having you here. And until next time, just a reminder, you only get one dash. So enjoy the adventure along the way and appreciate all the sides. Thanks so much for listening to the Dash Mindset Podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe on your favorite podcast player, tell your friends, and leave us a review. Follow me on my social media platforms highlighted in the show notes and get in touch with me at thedashmindset.com. Share the topics you'd like me to explore in future episodes. Thanks again for listening to the Dash Mindset Podcast. We'll see you next time. Design and differentiate your Dash your way and make today amazing.